السلام عليكم طلاب المرحلة الثانية. أنا دكتورة نورة شمعون، أنطيكم محاضرات بمادة اللغة الإنجليزية. اليوم راح تكون محاضرة تعريفية ونراجع ما أخذته بالسنين السابقة في مادة اللغة الإنجليزية. text book. هذا الكتاب هو الكتاب اللي راح نعتمده في دراستنا لهذه السنة، اللي هو اسمه Pre-Intermediate Student Books plus Workbook with Key New Headway plus Oxford University، وممكن أن تحصلون عليه من مكتب توتا اللي يم الباب الرئيسي للجامعة. This unit has examples of the present simple and present continuous, the past simple and two future forms going to, and the present continuous for the future. All these tenses are covered again in later units. The aim in this unit is to reverse what you know. Tenses, present tenses. Example for present tenses: he lives with his parents. She speaks 3 languages. This two sentence is present simple, and the third sentence: I'm enjoying the courses they are studying at university. The third and fourth sentence, it's the present continuous. Past tenses. Example for past tenses: he went to America last week, or we say last year, sorry. She came to England 3 years ago. And the another tenses is future tenses: I'm going to work. And the second sentence: what are you doing tonight? Questions. When we make a question, we have 2 parts. Question with question word, which is a question can begin with a question word. The question words are like what, where, which, how, who, when, why, whose. These all words, the question is begun with these words, and in the ending we should put question mark. Example for the question with a question beginning with the question words, like where's the station, why are you laughing, whose is this coat, how does she go to work. Number 2, what, which, and whose can be followed by a noun. That means we can use after what, which, and whose noun, like in these examples: what size do you take, which coat is yours, what sort of music do you like, whose books is this. We show in these 4 sentences after question word what, which, and whose, we find noun. Number 3, which is generally used when there is a limit choice. Example for that: which is your husband, the blonde one or the dark one? But this rule is not always true. Like in this sentence we can say what or which newspaper do you read. In this sentence we didn't use limit choice because we can read any newspaper. Number 4, how can be followed by adjective or an adverb. Like in these two sentences, and how big is this new car and how fast does it go? Also, how can also be followed by much or money. Like we can say, how much is this sandwich? How many brothers and sisters have you got? We understand how can followed by the adjective or adverb, also can followed by much or more. The second part, question with no question word, the answer to these questions is yes or no. We can say short answer. Example for a question with no question word, like, are you hot? Yes, I am. No, I'm not. Is she working? The answer, we can say yes, she is, or we can say no, she isn't. Does he smoke? We can answer yes, he does, or no, he doesn't. Can you swim? The answer, yes, I can, or no, I can't. Now we can say for the verb form with an auxiliary verb. We can say, if that positive, she is reading. They are watching a film. She can drive. The question for the first sentence, which is she is reading, we can make a question from this sentence and say, is she reading? The second sentence, they are watching a film. This is present continue. And the question for this second sentence, what are they watching? The third one, she can drive. We can make a question from this sentence and say, can she drive? Note, in the present simple and the past simple, there is no auxiliary. There is no auxiliary verb. That means with a present simple and past simple, we don't use auxiliary verb. Like in this question sentence, they live in London. He arrived yesterday. We can't see any auxiliary verb in these two sentences. We can take some examples about what we study now, like in example 1, choosing the correct form. Number 1, I'm speaking, I speak, I am speak 3 languages, French, Arabic and English. The blue one, it is the correct form for the verb. The correct answer, we can say I speak 3 languages, French, Arabic and English. Number 2, where does Hans come? Or where Hans come, or where is Hans coming from? The answer, he is Swiss. He comes from Zurich. The correct one, number A, in part A, we can say, where does Hans come? And we can answer, he is Swiss. He comes from Zurich. Number 3, A, what you do? Or we can say, what do you do? or we can say, what are you doing this evening? The blue one, it's the correct, and the correct one, it's what are you doing this evening? The answer, I'm going out. Number 4, where's George? The answer, he has a shower, or he's having a shower, or he have a shower. If that the correct one, he's having a shower. Number 5, A, what means this word? Or we can say, what does mean this word? Or what does this word mean? The correct question is, what does this word mean? The answer, I don't know. Look it up. Example number 2, put the words in the correct order to make a question. Number 1, this words buy you the did at what shops? What did you buy at the shops? This is the question. Number 2, who is your English teacher? Number 3, where are your parents at the moment? Number 4, when did you last go to the cinema? Number 5, why are you learning English? Number 6, how do you come to school? And number 7, how many brothers and sisters do you have? Now we can talk about how writing an informal letter. Look at the organization of this informal letter. We began all letters with dear, your address and the date, but not your name. في كتابة الرسالة دائما نبدأ الرسالة بعزيزي أو dear, and after that your address عنوانك والتاريخ، لكن ليس اسمك يكون بالنهاية. In the beginning, after dear and the name for the person who you sent this letter, we began with introduction. In the introduction, you should introduce yourself to your friend, and we can say, I'm very blessed that we were going to be pen friends, أصدقاء المراسلة. I will tell you a little about myself, and you can do the same when you write to me. After introduce yourself to your friend, after introduction, you can tell him about where you live. I live in the area of London called Mida Valley. It's quite near the center, but there are parks nearby where I take my dog, Mickey, for a walk. After that, you can tell him about how you live with. I live with my parents and my younger brother, Paul. Tell your friend about what your family does. My father works for the post office, and my mother has a part-time job as a nurse. After that, you can tell your friend what you do. I go to the local comprehensive school where I have a lot of friends. After that, tell your friend what you like. You can tell him, I like most subjects, but not all of them. In the evening, I sometimes visit friends or stay at home and listen to music. And at the weekend, I like going swimming or horse riding. In this paragraph, you tell your friend about hobbies and interested. After that, tell him what you are doing at the moment. At the moment, I'm working very hard because I have exams soon, so I'm spending a lot of time in the library. In the end, you can tell him, I'm looking forward to hearing from you right soon. In the end of the letter, you can end it a letter to a friend with best wishes or regards or love. If you know them well, you can say best wishes. And then your signature. This is what you can tell your friend in the letter. Homework. Write a similar letter to a pen friend in Iraq. Write about these things: you, where you live, what you do, your hobbies, and in the end your family. هذا هو واجبكم لهذا الأسبوع، أنه تكتبون رسائل، وراح أبعثها هذا كواجب من خلال الكلاس روم. وأريد كل واحد يكتب لي رسالة لصديق المراسلة، صديقة بالمراسلة بالعراق، يتحدث عن نفسه وين عايش وماذا يعمل وهواياته، ويتكلم عن عائلته. هذه محاضرة بسيطة قصيرة كانت اليوم، محاضرة تعريفية، وإن شاء الله راح نبدي بالمادة الحقيقية بالأسبوع القادم. Thanks for your kind attention.